Hello and welcome to Robins TV for this FA Women's Championship match between Bristol City and Sheffield United on a blustery Halloween afternoon here at the HPC. It's sure to be a good game between City and United this afternoon. Fingers crossed for that. I'm pleased to say that joining me here this afternoon is Bristol City striker Jess Woolley. Jess, welcome to Robins TV first off.
Thanks for having me.
A busy week for the girls. We've had an open training session earlier this week. What's it all been like in the build-up to this game?
No, the open training session was great. Training's been great all week, but the open training session was really good. You know, that's our hardest day training physically. So to have the fans here cheering the girls on, I'm sure it helped them a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. We had 300 here during the week to cheer on the girls during training, which was great to see. It's going to be a tough afternoon, I think, for City against Sheffield United. They're certainly City are looking for some consistency in this league at the moment, but Sheffield United, they've been here for 3 or 4 years now. It's going to be a tough afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah. Leading up to the international break, I feel like we were very consistent. I think the international break came at the wrong time, but hopefully we can pick back up from where we started off before the international break, but I think it'll be a very good game, yeah.
Yeah, at this point of the season as well, it's so tight at the moment. Everybody's so close points-wise. Of course, it's still early days, but a positive result could be quite important, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, every game's the same. We always go into the game wanting the 3 points, but especially just before Christmas, getting as many points as we can is vital.
Yeah, we mentioned about the fans coming here for the open training session during the week. They've turned up again here today. It's important to have that support, isn't it? City are going to need that support today.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are like the 12th man, really. Like hearing the chants, especially when you're on the pitch, it does spur you on a lot more. So yeah, there's a few in costumes as well I've seen.
I was going to mention that there are a few in costumes. We thought about coming in costume today to host the show, but we thought better of it. But yeah, the fans are in costumes today, and I mean, Lauren Smith spoke about having their support today. What does it mean to have I think we're expecting sort of 300 here again to cheer you on. It really does make the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Our fans are great. They make a lot of noise, and especially like I said before, when you're on the pitch, you do hear it, and it does spur you on a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now then, we're going to look at the teams very shortly indeed. But the last game out last league game was against Charlton, of course, which was a late loss. Just after that, it was a late win for City against Reading. So, yeah. I mean, it's really going to go down to the wire, isn't it? The way City play at the moment, they really leave everything out there until the last minute. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, Charlton, that hurt quite a lot, especially the way the goal came in the last dying minutes of the game. I thought we played very well, but switch that back to Reading, the way we won that game was great. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, let's have a look then at the two sides for this afternoon. And we'll start with the visitors, Sheffield United. It's 3 changes for them as Sophie Bradley-Auckland returns to the starting lineup and takes the captain's armband this afternoon. Emily Syme, Bex Rayner also start for Neil Redfern's side, with Georgia Roberts, Alethea Paul dropping to the bench and Jess Clark missing out altogether. It looks like a back four of Walton, Bourne, Bradley-Auckland and Newsham. Lipka, Syme, Cusack and Rayner in the midfield just ahead of them, with Watson and Sweetman-Kirk up top. On the bench for Sheffield United, you'll see there Georgia Roberts, Alethea Paul, Mia Enderby, Tamara Wilcock, Matilda Taylor, Charlie Doherty and Ruby Clark. And for your hosts, Bristol City, Lauren Smith also makes 3 changes from the team that defeated Reading in the Continental Cup, with Fran Bentley returning between the sticks. She's in place of Sophie Whitehouse. Fionn Morgan and Satara Murray comes into, we think, looks like a back 3, could be a back 5 when they're defending, of course, as Ella Powell drops to the bench, and Jess Woolley joins me here in the studio, so she's not involved out there today. Murray supported by the young centre-back duo of Naomi Lazell and Brooke Aspin. Ava Koiken and Amy Palmer in the middle of the park, along with the newly married Chloe Bull, and congratulations to her as she plays with Bull on the back of her shirt for the first time. Johnson and Harrison start up top in search of the goals this afternoon. So on the bench for City, Whitehouse, Powell, Jamat, Allen, Bull, Davies, Wild, Greenslade and Aggie Beaver-Jones. A packed bench there for Bristol City, Jess, and we should say, well, first off, as I mentioned there, congratulations to now Chloe Bull. Yeah. Good to see her out there as well this afternoon, because her creativity is going to be important, isn't it?
Yeah, she had quite a tough start to the season. She had an injury, I think, to her hip, and but yeah, in training she's so creative. I love playing with her. She always knows where the striker wants it, where we want it. So she's a great player, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned it before kickoff when we looked at that team. It looks more likely to be a back three.
Yeah.
Satara Murray, Aspin and Lazell. What do you make of that back three? You said it seemed to work quite well against Reading.
Yeah, looking back on Reading, we realised how well it worked, and as well with our wing backs, when we're defending to come back into a 5, I think that works very well. So I think it'll be good, yeah. Fingers
crossed that we see some good results this afternoon of those back three. Now it's time to hear from the gaffer. Lauren Smith has been chatting to George West.
Lauren, Championship action resumes here at the High Performance Centre today. Sheffield United in town. Must be excited to be back in front of the home fans after a 2-week break.
Yeah, it feels like it's been ages since we've been here, and I know myself, the staff and all the players are really looking forward to putting on a good game for our fans again. So hopefully it'll be a nice day for it.
And looking at the team today, from that game against Reading before the international break, 3 changes. Fran Bentley coming in, Satara Murray and Fionn Morgan, 3 guys that have been away on international duty. They must have had some real experience back into the group.
Yeah, it's been a long time since that game, although when you think about it, it feels like it wasn't. For us, it was about taking that momentum. The team did well, and for the selection purposes, it's been tough to change any players into that starting 11. But all of them have come back from international duty, and the ones in international duty to training here have just kept the levels really high. So it is a tough decision, but one that they all deserve.
Sheffield United in town, as mentioned, what do you think they'll bring today as a challenge?
They're a well-established championship team. They've always been in that top half, so I think it's going to be a tough one for us, just to make sure that we're not naive in any situation, but also aware of their front three. They're a dangerous front line, so we're going to have to make sure that we null any of their chances in terms of that, and make sure that we create our own by playing the way that we have been doing. So the 2 things really for us today are consistency and trying to take that Reading game into the league now. And then hopefully we can follow on from the men's team yesterday and get a win at home.
Thank you and good luck today.
Thank you.
Lauren Smith chatting to George West there. I was trying to watch Lauren earlier this week at the open training session, and from what I've seen, Lauren's such a calming influence. I know it's only training, of course, but she's such a calming influence for the girls and just lets them go through that training session almost on their own, I guess, and figure it out for themselves, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, on the pitch we're by ourselves. She's on the touchline, but when the fans are cheering, we can hardly hear her. So she lets us figure out our own problems, and if we can't really figure them out, then that's when she'll step in. Or if she sees something blatantly obvious that's happening, she'll step in and then sort it out.
Okay, well, there you go. So just before we make our way to the commentary position, time now for us to hear about one of the new faces in BS3, and that is Satara Murray. She's made the journey from the USA to BS3, but how did she get there? Let's find out. Welcome to Robins TV.
Thank you.
We're speaking to you a few days after you made your Jamaica debut. Yeah. A proud moment for you. How did you find it?
Oh, it was amazing. And just having my family in the crowd was unreal. If you were to tell me 2 years ago I'd be in this position, I would have laughed and said no. So getting the opportunity to do that and, playing a really good game against Costa Rica, it was enjoyable. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully plenty more caps with them. Yeah.
I've tried to do as much research as I can. Let's start here with your story starting 4,500 miles away in Houston, Texas, in the USA. At what age did football grab your attention?
Yeah, so actually, correction, I'm from Austin.
Austin's
different. I'm sorry.
I knew I'd get caught out.
I'm picky about that. No. So I started playing when I was 5, and realistically, I just thought it was one of those sports that, you play when you're young and then you just move on to the next thing. I gravitated to it quite quickly, though, and as I got to about 10, 11, people kind of started realizing that I had more talent than any of us thought. And I didn't know how far it was going to take me. You just start and you play and you enjoy it. And so once I got to about 15, 16, I was like, I think something can happen here. And then going to the university that I went to, winning a national championship, and then starting my professional career from there, just all kind of happened so quickly. So here I am now. So, yeah.
Was football big in your family?
It wasn't, and believe it or not, I think my mom said she played netball when she was younger. She's English, and I think maybe my dad on my dad's side, because my dad's side is Jamaican. I think there was some football going on there, but there wasn't one specific person or people in my family that that played. So it really is just kind of me kind of setting the tone for the rest of us. Yeah.
Was a move to England always on your list of things you'd like to achieve in a pro career?
Yeah, you know what, because the NWSL had just kind of became like a thing when I was coming out of college. So, you know, you wanted to get like the early phases of it out. And my mom is English, so I had dual citizenship through her. So it made that jump over here a little bit easier. And I think kind of adding that to, you know, to my CV, getting an opportunity to play in England, it's a different style of play. I thought, okay, cool. You know, I'll see it. And the rest is history. I love Liverpool. I love playing for the club for the 4 years, but I needed another challenge. That's why I went back to the States and played in the NWSL. Things didn't pan out too well, but I am so happy here at Bristol now. You know, everything just kind of, I couldn't be more happier at a club, so I'm really happy. So everything happened for a reason. Now I landed here, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to get to. You find yourself here at Bristol City after spending time back home, a little bit of time over in Norway, I think, as well.
Yeah.
It's not been long, but how much does this place feel like home?
Oh my God. You know what? When I got here in July, I didn't think that I would transition as quickly as I did. But my first training session, I felt at home. And it's very rare to find that. You know what I mean? It's rare to find such a great group of girls that just welcome you in with open arms and just make you feel like you're a part of the family. And I don't think I think it's more of a representation of how the club is as a whole. So when I started getting into the groove of things, I just felt right at home. I felt like myself again. I was enjoying football again. And I couldn't be more happier. I was talking to Ava. I mean, everybody knows Ava and I are super close, but I was talking to her the other day and I said, it's so rare to just find a place where you just feel at home. You know, you feel like you just get on well with every single person. And that's exactly what I feel here. So I'm so happy.
Thanks, Satara.
Thank you.
Satara Murray there chatting to me earlier this week. It was great to meet her, and just before we have the teams come out here in what looks like wet and wild conditions, you were mentioning Satara. She's such a great person to have around the group, isn't she?
Yeah, she's so lively to be around. She's very funny as well, but any room she goes in, people are laughing, so she's great. Yeah,
absolutely. No, it was great to have that chat with her, and you know, some recognition for her as well. It's quite it's thousands of miles from Austin to Bristol, but I think she recognises that, you know, England is the place to be in this country to play football, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. She does miss home quite a lot, but I think all the girls here are great. They make her feel welcome, so I think that's good.
And quite a partnership building between her and Brooke Aspin at the back, and probably Naomi Lazal as well. I mean, her experience with those two young centre-backs alongside her, it could be quite a good partnership to have this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Naomi and Brooke are very good, like they hold their own, but with Satara in between them, I think they'll just thrive off her.
Absolutely. So welcome back, everybody, to the Robbins High Performance Centre, where Bristol City are looking to get back to winning ways this weekend against Sheffield United, and hoping to get something more like the Reading performance in the Cup this afternoon. Sheffield United, of course, no strangers to this division. They've been here for a few seasons now, and they themselves have started reasonably well. It was a loss last time out, and they too are looking to get back to winning ways and push themselves further up this division and try and push for a place to get promoted to the WSL next season. Far too early at this point of the season, of course, to say whether anybody is going to be up there, but at this point in the season, the teams are so well balanced and points are so tight at the moment. A win could be crucial in seeing where Bristol City will be ending their season come May, of course. Lauren Smith said before kick-off and earlier this week that she's liking to see some more consistency in her team and trying to find a few wins rather than in dribs and drabs as they're coming at the moment. Let's see if this could be the start of that winning run that she's after for her Robbins side. As the teams make their way out onto the field, by the looks of things, we're almost ready for kickoff. And at this point, Jess, I think what's going through a player's mind here, I mean, they've got the Bristol City players, of course, they're at home, looking to get that win. Is there a certain amount of pressure that they'd be feeling at this point?
I think not necessarily pressure. I think what would be going through their head is they know the game plan, they know what to do to win the game. So I think just focusing on the game plan, the first 10 minutes of a game are always crucial. So I think that'll just be going through their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can now have a look at today's teams. And we'll start, of course, with our visitors from Sheffield. 3 changes for them. See Sophie Bradley-Auckland return to the starting lineup, and she takes the captain's armband this afternoon too. Emily Syme and Bex Rayner also start for Neil Redfern's side, with Georgia Roberts, Alethea Paul dropping to the bench, and Jess Clark missing out altogether. it looks like a back four of Walton, Bourne, Bradley Auckland and Newsham. And just ahead of them in the midfield, Lipka, Syme, Cusack and Rayner, with Watson and Sweetman Kirk up top. On the bench for Sheffield United, Georgia Robert, Alethea Paul, Mia Enderby, Tamara Wilcock, Matilda Taylor, Charlie Doherty and Ruby Clark. And for Bristol City, Lauren Smith, well, she makes 3 changes as well from the team that defeated Reading in the Continental Cup, with Fran Bentley returning between the sticks in place of Sophie Whitehouse. Fionn Morgan and Satara Murray return to the defence as well, and it looks like it's going to be a back 3 as Ella Powell drops to the bench. And, of course, Jess Woolley joining me here in the studio. Murray is supported by the young centre-back duo of Naomi Lazell and Brooke Aspim. Ava Koiken and Amy Palmer are in the middle of the park, along with the newly married Chloe Bull, and she wears Bull on the back of her shirt for the first time. Johnson and Harrison start up top in search of goals this afternoon. On the bench for City, Whitehouse, Powell, Jamat, Flo Allen, Bull, Davies, Wild, Greenslade and Aggie Beaver-Jones. As the players shake hands ahead of kick-off. What will Lauren Smith be looking for in this sort of first 15 minutes of the game? Does she like to sort of see it as a block almost and you know, start quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we always want to start quickly. We always want to like start on the front foot, but I think, you know, trigger the press in the first 5 minutes, make them worried, but the first 10 minutes of the game are crucial, like I said.
City just doing their final warm-ups now. I'm sure there'll be a final huddle here as well. I'm always interested to know what Amy Palmer says at those final crucial moments. Is there always a routine that she goes for?
Yeah, I mean, it's always different, but it's basically just a motivational speech saying that this is our ground, we don't lose here. Play well in front of fans, and if you make a mistake, don't worry. Like there's 10 other players on the pitch to back you up, so it's fine.
Well, we are almost ready to go here then. Bristol City looking for some consistency after late heartbreak against Charlton a few weeks ago. That was the last league game, of course, just before the international break. Can they get back to winning ways against a tough Sheffield United side, who in fact hadn't conceded in 3 games until their last league game against Liverpool. They lost that one 2-0, but they are quite a mean defence, aren't they, Jess?
Yeah, very, very.
They'll try their best to keep out Johnson and Harrison. Mel Johnson, a former Blade, of course. Wouldn't that be some story if she got on the score sheet today against her former side?
I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Absolutely not. 6 goals in 9 games last season for her. As both sets of players take the knee against all sorts of discrimination, any form of discrimination in our game. And we are ready to get underway as the rain starts to pour at the Robbins High Performance Centre. Broken up early by the Sheffield United defence, but the press comes early from those Bristol City attackers. It's a long ball forward, the wind just catching it. Satara Murray doing well, though, to hold on to the ball, but she's lost possession now. The cross comes in, there's a chance at the back post. Shot, and it's blocked by the face of a Bristol City defender. That was nasty. It's Naomi Lazell down there at the moment. And wow, Jess, that one, the referee blew her whistle straight away there. That was a really nasty block, wasn't it, from Naomi?
I mean, talking about putting your body on the line, she literally put her face in front of the ball to save it, so it's very brave from Nye.
Really was. It was a mistake from Satara Murray, and the cross came in, and I think it was controlled by Bex Rayner, and then Naomi just gets a really nasty.
That's what we've got to be careful of as well. If Sats Light pushes out, we've got to recover quickly because there was one in the box.
We just hope now, of course, that Naomi is okay. She's receiving attention from 3 medical staff down there at the moment. Not pleasant viewing at all. have to say, last season, Naomi Lazell really came into her own, didn't she? She sort of came onto the scene, I think, for a few games last year. I think she's still only a teenager, I think I'm right in saying. Or
Yeah, she's still very young. I think she's 18.
18 years old.
But yeah, last year she came into the scene where I think we had a few injuries and she really stepped up.
Did really well. She sat up, which is good to see. Wincing in pain a little bit. But yeah, she's certainly got a bright future, has Naomi Lazell. Let's just hope that she's okay to carry on in this game. They're not fun, are they, Jess, when you take a ball to the face like that from so close?
No, it's never fun. I mean, I haven't had it happen to myself, but I don't really want to, so...
Oof, no. We are going to see a substitution, though. I think I saw the message coming from one of the medical staff down there. I think on balance, that's probably the right thing to do, isn't it? It was
Yeah, I agree. Just to be safe, I
a hell of a hit to the face. And Lazell will play no further part in this game. And as a squad, Jess, did the squad prepare for these sort of scenarios where you lose a player when you know, the team now, the starting 11 has changed completely?
Yeah, I mean, everyone will know their roles. We switch in training, like the subs switch with the non-starters as well, so everyone will know their roles, so everything will be fine. Everyone will know what they're doing.
And we now see that Aggie Beaver-Jones will replace Naomi Lazell, and that does change that formation. We thought it was 3 at the back earlier on. That will now change it to more of a 4-3-3, maybe, something like that. Aggie's an attacking player, isn't she?
I agree. We might step Leah back into the 3 and maybe Aggie's a wing back, but she might change formation. We'll see in a minute.
And Aggie Beaver-Jones comes on now. Played for the England under-19s during the international break.
Yeah, it looks like Leah steps into the back 3 now.
Quickly taken. And now, chance for Sheffield United to just get a foot on the ball, try and get the ball up the field. Tara Murray reads it well, and the wind just carries that one all the way out for a goal kick. And that's going to be a part of the game today, I think, is not controlling the weather, nobody can do that, but using the weather to either to your advantage or just being aware of the effect it's going to have on the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's very windy, like as you can hear it as well, so any balls over the top, we just need to be aware of where the ball's going to go, and Sats can use their body so well to just nudge the player out of their run. So.
And any 40-yard free kicks that Amy Palmer might fancy later on
Yeah.
might go into advantage as well. Throw-in taken, controlled well by Sweetman Kirk, and her cross is met by the head of Brooke Aspin. It'll be a corner to Sheffield United, the first one of the game.
Got to be switched on now to first and second phase.
This is the first test for the defence, isn't it?
Yeah.
First corner to defend. Abby Harrison taking up that position in the 6-yard box. In it comes now, cleared away by a City head. Still possession with Sheffield United though, and it will be a throw into the Blades. Another decent crowd in today, braving those conditions. Ball forward, looking for the run of Melissa Johnson. It won't find her though, she's going to have to battle for this one. She's doing really well, and she's won possession, Melissa Johnson. Charging towards the box now, looking for a pass to Harrison. It's intercepted well. Sheffield United are able to come away with it, but only briefly, and Chloe Ball gives away a somewhat harsh free kick there.
I'm not sure about that.
Looked to me, Jess, that she'd won the ball, but...
I agree. Thought it was a very clean tackle.
Not according to the referee. intercepted well by Cataldo. Beaver Jones skips past a couple of challenges. Koiken tries to do the same. City battling well down there to maintain possession. Still with a red shirt, this is Bull, and eventually Sheffield United win possession back. Goes Sweetman Kirk, tries a through ball. Has she found the pass? She has. Onside comes the shot, and it's found the back of the net. Lucy Watson with a brilliant first touch and finish. Driven into the far corner. Fran Bentley dives to try and save it, but Sheffield United take an early lead here at the High Performance Centre.
Yeah, I think initially we got caught a bit high in the press. It left this number 7 out here willing to switch the ball, and we just wouldn't switch onto it.
As a striker though, Jess, I mean, you just have to applaud the finish, don't you, really, from Lucy Watson there.
It's a great finish. Yeah, she realised it was 3v1 and she thought, I have to shoot, so it's a great finish from her.
So work to do then for Lauren Smith's side. Trailing 1-0 inside the first 10 minutes. Long ball forward doesn't find its intended target. I suppose in some ways though, Jess, the early goal does mean now that City do have to go out and try and find that equaliser. So we might see a bit of an open game now as City try and chase the game.
I mean, it's sort of a theme for us to come back from goals, isn't it? So, yeah, they'll know their jobs. They'll know what they have to do now.
Yeah, the Robins do tend to go behind early and first in games at the moment, as Abby Harrison battles to keep the ball in play and on the wrong side of a throw-in this time. Ball cleared away, only as far as Murray, who's charged into the Sheffield United half now. Not many options ahead of her, so chooses to go laterally across, and it's given away again, and here goes Lucy Watson again. She's having a chance here, a shot on goal, and it's hit the crossbar. Well, she's certainly up for it, Lucy Watson, this afternoon. Cataldo gives away the ball, but it's an unfortunate slip from Satara Murray. Watson, with not many options on, chooses to go for goal, and with this wind, it's in the Sheffield United's favour at this half.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate from Sats, but as we've seen, like, we can't use the weather as an excuse, but you can't help her slipping.
It's worth a go, certainly, from Lucy Watson. City up against it at the moment, inside the first 10 minutes, trailing 1-0 to Sheffield United. Thank you for joining us once again on Robins TV, live on YouTube and Facebook this afternoon. Throw and taken, another long throw which City do deal with. Bull clears it away for a throw in, almost in an identical position there for Sheffield United. City working hard to try and win possession back, but Sheffield United have it at the moment. Ball forward still, Sheffield United have it. Clipped through ball, looking for Sweetman Kirk, and eventually this time it goes through to Fran Bentley in the City goal. Restarted. Bentley looking long, looking for the head of Abby Harrison. Could hear the calls there of on my shoulder, but she doesn't win the header. Ball goes across to Bradley Auckland, and now City putting pressure on that United defence. Coming together there between Sweetman Kirk and Cataldo. It'd be a red throw.
I think that press works very well. I mean, there's a few times there we could have nicked the ball, so if we keep doing that, one of them will come off.
Murray fighting for the ball. Knocked forward. Surely there must be an offside flag coming. Not at the moment, and now the referee's assistant's flag does go up against Sophie Walton. I mean, even Walton there felt sure that she was offside, carried on.
Yeah, she didn't really run a run, did she?
No, not at all. She knew she was offside. It begs the question why the flag didn't go up early in the first place. Taken by Bentley. Harrison goes up for the header. It will come down with the
Well done.
Blades player. And one again, Aggie Beaver-Jones, and she's got room to run now, charging towards the Sheffield United box. On her left foot, gets a cross in, and it's in! Yes, it is in! Abby Harrison! And City bounce back in quick fashion. Abby Harrison with another goal to add to her tally this season. Brilliant forward run this from Aggie Beaver-Jones. A delicate pass finds Abby Harrison on the volley. Great finish.
It's a great
from
finish.
Abby.
That comes from front foot pressing as well. If we win the ball high up, Aggie's got the ability to run at players and find out across.
Great work from Aggie. She had time, didn't she, to just pick her pass.
Exactly, yeah.
Hard to see from that angle. I think it is on the volley, isn't it, from Abby Harrison there.
Great time run for Abby.
City are back on level terms, and we've got a game on here. Won by Bull, and Melissa Johnson trying to make waves going forward. Ball goes back. Is that a mistake? Abby Harrison putting pressure on the United defence. But they do well to recover. Ball forward. Murray reads it well. Makes sure to hold on to the ball. Coming together between her and Maddie Cusack there. Heard the cries there from Maddie Cusack. It was a bit of a coming together between her and Murray.
I agree, but I think Sats has to go for it, you know. She's come out from the back line, so if she don't go for it, then it's a free ball.
Certainly up for a challenge from both players. There'd be a free kick to Bristol City. Well, I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. But
Cusack was down a long time, well, the longer of between her and Murray. But it'd be a free kick to Bristol City. Palmer taking up that position in the centre circle. Well, you'll find her for most of this 90 minutes, I would have thought. That deep-lying playmaker position. She fights to win possession, but she's won a throw-in. Gets a round of applause from those fans in the HPC. A few dressed up today as well on Halloween. Bristol City CEO Richard Gould is here as well. He wasn't dressed up, I should say.
No, it's great to have the support from him, though.
Morgan with a long throw. Bounces through to Harrison. The ball goes high, not quite away yet. Slight push in the back there from Bull, but she's won Bristol City a corner. Excellent use of the, I think they call it the dark arts, don't they? Little tricks like that to... I think it was obviously there was a little nudge in the back there, but it's won Bristol City a corner here. Chloe Bull over this one. On her left foot, it will be the in-swinging corner. It's towards the front post. It hangs up in the wind, still not away. This is Amy Palmer on the half volley, and it's in! A brilliant finish from Amy Palmer. You cannot afford to give her that much time in the box. I'm not sure what the celebration is.
Neither am I, to be honest.
But it's a great finish that gives Bristol City the lead.
It's a great goal.
Just falls kindly to her, doesn't it, Jess?
Very nicely, and she has to shoot from there. If she's not shooting, then, I mean, asking questions, but she's done very well.
Is there a meaning behind that celebration? Where's that come from?
I really don't know. I really do not know, no. I think she's tried a dance move, but...
Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Well, what we do know is Bristol City are in the lead. And we've got quite a game on. We've only played 16 minutes. We've had 3 goals. City leading 2-1. That familiar pair of Abby Harrison and Amy Palmer on the score sheet once again. And they're certainly being treated, those fans, on Halloween. Certainly not tricked. They're being treated to a great afternoon of football. Flick on. Not won by Bull at the first attempt, so Sheffield United are able to get it away. Intercepted again by Aggie Beaver-Jones. City being patient in their defending here, and it's paid off for them as they win a free kick. Right in front of the camera position here. Koiken steps past one challenge. Bentley towards Beaver-Jones, but she's crowded out by 2 Sheffield United players. And now perhaps a chance for United to break. It's held up well for Sweetman Kirk, but the offside flag goes up against her. Sheffield United feeling a little bit aggrieved by some of these decisions at the moment, Jess.
Yeah, no, not seems to be going their way. I'm not complaining.
Oh, nor should we expect you to either. Really long ball forward from Bentley. United pick up the scraps and are able to go back to their goalkeeper. Bradley Auckland now with the ball across. Here goes Sheffield United, led by Bex Rayner. Aspin is able to get a foot on it, and that perhaps stops another through ball there. Good awareness that from Brooke Aspin.
It's one thing Sheffield do so well. They play quick 1-2 touch football and they can get out of presses.
Cataldo will have the throw right in front of that City dugout there. The touch isn't one of Melissa Johnson's best. Sheffield United are able to get away again. Ball comes towards Satara Murray. She hacks it clear. That was Lucy Watson's attempted through ball there, the goal scorer for Sheffield United. Here she is again on the edge of the box, this time crowded out. But here come the Blades again. Perhaps a chance to get the ball into the box here if they can. It's a low one that Aspin is able to just hack clear. And now on the edge of the box, another chance, a low shot, and this one's well saved by Fran Bentley. Gets a whole body behind it. It was a mean skidding shot across the turf, but well saved. Murray up towards Abby Harrison. Sweetman Kirk lets it bounce. She'll try and beat Cataldo for pace. Trapped in the corner here, Cataldo trying to turn and just clear the ball away if she can. Wants a goal kick and she'll get one.
She's done well there.
Excellent work that from Leah Cataldo. Promoted from this division last season, of course, with Leicester City. And using all of that experience there in the corner flag to win a goal kick for Bristol City. And sometimes defending isn't crunching tackles and towering headers, it's being clever like that.
Yeah, being a defender, you've got to be very smart with what you're doing, obviously. There's a time for like crunching tackles, but like Leah's just done there, she was very intelligent.
Ball hangs up in the wind from Bentley's goal kick. Sheffield United win it back deep inside City's half here. Looking to get something going. It's going to find Watson in the box. And then across comes Fionn Morgan to just clear it away. And Aggie Beaver-Jones does really well to win a free kick for Bristol City. Pulled to the ground. And that just gives that City defence a little bit of a breather. Beaver-Jones again on the halfway line. A chip ball forward to Melissa Johnson, who looks like she's onside, trying to beat the defender for pace, but not on this occasion. That was Tara Bourne there.
So great ball by Aggie.
Excellent ball, definitely onside. The first touch from Melissa Johnson just maybe gives Tara Bourne the chance to just come sliding across there and win it again. The City knocking on the door for a third here. Amy Palmer stood over this one on her right foot. City going for in-swinging corners this afternoon. In it comes now. It's deep towards the back post. Murray's underneath it. Still not away yet. Still bouncing around down there, but eventually it's going to be a free kick against Brooke Aspin. It's hard to see sort of what happened there, really, Jess. Was it a bit of a coming together in the air, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Probably just a coming together in the air, like you said, but I couldn't really see myself.
City proving dangerous from these set pieces at the moment.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to, because Chloe's left-footed, so we're lucky enough to have both in-swingers on each side. So
working well at the moment. It's a good ball forward, and chance now for Sophie Walton to charge forward. It's well seen by Beaver Jones. It'd be a throw into Bristol City as well. We're halfway through this first half. Still feels like we've only played 10 minutes, but a frantic opening exchange between these two sides. Long ball forward, easy enough for Bentley. Bentley launches it long into that setting sun now at the High Performance Centre. Now a chance for United to get it into the box. Walton goes down, wants a free kick, but it will go out for a goal kick to Bristol City. Sophie Walton maybe went down a little bit easy there, I'm not sure.
yeah, no, that's great defending by Palmer.
And City certainly defending well at the moment. Not falling for any tricks. Defending solidly at the moment. It's gone short to Aspin. She does really well to play it out to Morgan, who loves to get forward, and she's got plenty of room to do so as well. Charging now towards the Sheffield United half. It's a heavy ball forward, a really adventurous pass towards Chloe Bull. Won't find its intended target. But Fionn Morgan's another player I think these City fans have really grown accustomed to and enjoyed watching play, because she's such a frantic player.
Yeah, Fion's a great player, very quick as well. You know, she can just knock the ball past the player and just run after it.
Nothing better than seeing an attacking fullback like that, charging up the wing and bringing defence into attack in quick succession. This is Cassia Lipka for Sheffield United, playing that similar role to Amy Palmer. And now this is Courtney Sweetman-Kirk over on the byline, and across comes to Tara Murray, uses her shoulder to just...
Well done, Sats.
Use her body well to just stop Courtney Sweetman-Kirk getting that ball into the box. Again, a rough challenge. You heard the shout coming from the Sheffield United bench there. They weren't happy about that. They feel a little bit aggrieved that some of these decisions aren't going their way. But Tara Murray, I think she is one of the stronger players in this team. There's not a lot Sweetman-Kirk could have done there to stop her coming across.
She's very strong, Sats, and she uses it at the right times as well, like you've just seen just then. So
back to Bentley. Ball forward, and another call for an offside flag. It hasn't been given yet. Bentley does well to save the first one and dives well onto the second ball as well.
well done, Fran.
The offside flag never came in the end, so it needed to be saved by Bentley. And as I mentioned before, turning defence into attack it very quickly is Fionn Morgan. Bradley Auckland with a bit of time to get the ball forward. Really long ball forward. Murray will have to chase this one down. City just biding their time at the moment. I think after such a frantic opening exchange. Is this perhaps a tactic that Lauren Smith wants to employ just to sort of calm things down? City have the lead. They don't need to do anything too silly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could take this time to calm the game down, control the game. When we've got the ball, play quickly. When we haven't, take our time.
Ball goes inside. Koikin putting a little bit of pressure on Sophie Walton. She has to go back. And City stopping an attack at the source. Manager Neil Redfern, you can see down there, formerly of the Leeds United men's team, the Rotherham United men's team, and Liverpool women more recently, of course. A man with plenty of experience of managing football teams. Ball forward. Chance now for Sheffield United. It's gone across to Sweetman Kirk and she slides in at the back post, but the offside flag is up. City let off the hook there. A brilliant counter-attacking move from Sheffield United. Excellent ball across from Lucy Watson. Sweetman Kirk was there, but so was the referee's assistant's flag. I think it's gone up against Lucy Watson, in fact. The ball across was fine.
Okay, yeah.
But it looks like Lucy Watson just strayed offside over on the far side there.
I was about to say it's very tight.
Yeah, the cross I think was fine. It was the through ball in the end. It just does for Lucy Watson as she gets caught offside for a second time. Morgan tackling once but twice. Ball forward. Now Watson is onside and Satara Murray will have to see this one out. Thankfully the wind helps her out.
I think on transition, that's where they can hurt us the most. So as soon as we can stop that, the better.
Lucy Watson's certainly been a threat so far. Under 19, England under 19 international, along with Aggie Beaver-Jones, of course. Another one with a very bright future ahead of her. I think she's already scored 3 goals this season. That was her 3rd today. Aspin. Ball forward on the ground, but Bull is tackled, and a chance now again for Sheffield United to break. Can Watson keep the ball in play? She does at the back post. Here's Sweetman Kirk, and it's a great recovery challenge from Satara Murray.
That's great from Sachs.
A last-ditch tackle. Blocking Sweetman Kirk. Here she comes. Does just enough to see it out for a corner. And as a striker, Jess, that must be so disheartening when you think that this is absolutely on a plate for me here.
You see your name in lights and then you just get a defender come crunching into you.
In comes the corner towards the front post. Fran Bentley's there to punch it away, along with Amy Palmer helping her out as well. Still City try and clear this one away, and Koikin just puts her foot through it. Ball might even stay in play here. No, Sheffield United let it go out with Walton. So far, that challenge from Satara Murray sums up City's defensive dominance, if that's the right word at the moment, bar that early goal which really cut them apart. I think they've defended quite well.
Yeah, I think we've definitely had one over on their attackers, definitely.
Walton, long ball forward. Murray wins it with her head. Ball controlled by Ava Koikin. Another adventurous pass forward, that from Chloe Bull. Just over half an hour gone here. If you're only just joining us, where have you been? Lucy Watson with an early goal for Sheffield United, but City bounced back quickly with 2 goals. One from Abby Harrison and one from Amy Palmer. Here is Palmer on the ball now. To Bentley again. Fran Bentley not afraid to use her feet. City use her as a sweeper quite a lot. as we've seen so far. And it's a fantastic turn from Abby Harrison, getting pulled back there. The referee could have waved play on, but brings the free kick back. And wants a word with that Sheffield United defender as well, and she will go into the book. It's Tara Bourne down there who is going to go into the referee's book. Very clear that she was pulling Abby Harrison back, of course, but I did think Abby Harrison still had the better of her. Even then, the referee could have waved play on.
Yeah, I agree. She had Mel running alongside her, but won't complain about this free kick.
Yeah, so far, set pieces have certainly been a threat for Bristol City, not just in this game, but throughout the season.
Hopefully we can make something
their
of this one,
advantage.
yeah.
Yep. And it comes now from Palmer towards the front post, but it's blocked and eventually is going to be cleared by Sheffield United. Still not away yet, though, and City are pressing with Abby Harrison. Ball forward, evades Leah Cataldo. Sweetman Kirk again gets nudged off the ball by Sitara Murray. Sitara Murray winning that battle at the moment. Ball forward is one for Melissa Johnson to chase, and the defender down there just calls for the goalkeeper to come and collect it. And Nina Wilson obliged. Fantastic header from Brooke Aspin. That's gone miles. Back it comes again. This time Aspin evades the ball but picks it up at the second attempt. Morgan's ball forward finds Abby Harrison in a wide position. Only Johnson in the box. She skips past one challenge. In comes some more support. Abby Harrison goes on her own, shoots, and off the line is blocked well.
It's a great clearance.
Sophie Walton at the last gasp. Great run from Abby Harrison, skipping past two challenges, goes for it on her own. Goalkeeper was nowhere, but Sophie Walton, thankfully, for Sheffield United, stops them going 3 down. I think Abby Harrison did have every intention of putting the ball in the box there, but it sort of opened up for a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, whenever Abby's running towards goal, she's only got one thought in her mind.
Palmer over this one. Goes short to Fionn Morgan. On her right foot, tries to skip past the challenge, won't be able to do so. And the chance is wasted. Ball cleared away. Sweetman Kirk controls it. And Cataldo does well to win Bristol City a throw. Lauren Smith wanting things to get back underway quickly. 10 minutes to go until half time. Can City grab themselves a third? They've been close to doing so. And they've got a free kick. Right in front of Neil Redfern, who's shaking his head down there. Sheffield United manager. Not pleased with that at all. We know Palmer's got a right foot on it. There's 3 making their way towards the box at the moment. She'll be aiming for the head of Abby Harrison. In it comes now towards Harrison. She calls for it. It's still bouncing around. Sheffield United need to get it away. And eventually they do so. Is there a little bit of game management now, do you think, Jess, as we sort of get down towards half-time? Is there, what will Lauren Smith be wanting to see from her side with this final 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think definitely we want to keep the score as it is and maybe score another one before half-time. But the main thing we won't want to do is concede another goal.
Well, they're in the right position on the field at the moment. Lost possession now, but ball still in Sheffield United's half. The referee waves play on and now does bring play back. Good advantage played by the referee, in fairness. Sheffield United will have a free kick at 5 or 10 yards inside their own half. Taken, but it's passed straight out for a throw. Well, that sums up the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes for Sheffield United. A waste from the free kick there. Morgan's ball forward, intercepted by one of those players in black. Bradley Auckland across to Walton. Her first time pass has evaded everybody, and this is a chance perhaps for Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, and it's a great recovery challenge from Brooke Aspin. Still defending to be done there from a City perspective, and they've done fantastically to maintain possession of the ball.
It's a great challenge from Brooke.
What a challenge from Brooke Aspin. Finally, Satara Murray was beaten by Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. But she didn't count on Brooke Aspin coming across.
Those two play off each other so well.
A great partnership developing there at the back for City. Aggie Beaver-Jones, has she gotten past one? Well, not on that occasion. I must admit, when I was here on Wednesday for that training session, even in training, Brooke Aspin was throwing in challenges like that.
Yeah.
Blocking shots on the line.
Yeah, she will.
Very committed.
Even in a rondo,
yeah.
she's sliding in.
And still just a teenager. Now this isn't a good sign.
No, it's not.
Fran Bentley down at the moment, just holding the back of her...
Looks like a hamstring, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Back of her knee or a hamstring. That's not good news. Fran Bentley, a solid performer so far this season. Starting to make her name between the sticks. Let's just hope this is just cramp.
This would be a good time for the girls to just settle down a little bit, get a few words in, tell Lauren what's happening on the pitch, Lauren to give them a few words as well.
What are the sort of things that Lauren normally says at this point? I mean, it probably will change all the time, of course, but is there a sort of a theme here that she sort of goes for?
I mean, it all depends on what's happening on the pitch, obviously, but it will just be key points of how they're getting through and how to stop that, because she will know how to stop it, but it's just getting the message onto the defenders on the pitch, because it's quite hard while the game's going on.
As we see again, it almost seemed innocuous, really, from Fran Bentley. It's not a challenge, anything like that.
Just maybe he's overstrided a little bit when she's kicked the ball.
Now, of course, Lauren Smith's messages are finished, and the players exchange their own thoughts on that half. But, I mean, on balance, we've got 5 minutes left of this first half. We'll have a little bit of stoppage time as well. I'd have thought we've had a couple of injuries and that sort of stuff. But, on balance, they'd be pretty happy, I think, with what they've seen so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's obviously things we can stop, like as we've seen as well in the second disallowed goal. We can't let them get any crosses in the box because that's where the main threat is. Because Sweetman-Kirk's movement in the box great.
So 5 minutes then left of normal time for City to see this half out. Palmer. Under pressure now, tries to find a pass around the corner, but it's intercepted by Walton. Nowhere to go for United at the moment. Ball inside to Lipka, now back out. Trying to find those little pockets of space at the moment, but it's being blocked before it's even begun at the moment. City midfield doing really well. Bradley Auckland. Nowhere for Cusack to go. She goes long though, and has Sweetman-Kirk got the beating of Satara Murray? Not this time. Excellent work from Murray. Theo Morgan's pass is a little loose. Watson tries to go round the corner, but City, with the help of Satara Murray, get there first. Koiken stepping past a couple of challenges. And Morgan does the same, and this time wins a free kick for her side. Koiken tries to win the pass, but it's knocked away from the City defence. But yet again, the teamwork of this City defence at the moment, you have to get past a few of them to have any chance of having a shot on goal at the moment.
Yeah, they're covering each other so well. If one makes a mistake, one's quickly there to pick it up.
Excellent teamwork. And the defence is often the team within the team, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Really. They're doing superbly at the moment. Watson, though, has it from the throw just inside the box. But again, City are there to defend it well. And Johnson will try and play in Harrison. She's onside. The ball may well trickle all the way back to the goalkeeper, though. Loose pass finds Melissa Johnson, the former Sheffield United player. She makes her way into the box and it's blocked well by a United player. And they're thankful that it's just trickled into the arms of the goalkeeper.
It's very lucky because we had the overload then in the box.
Just a couple of minutes to go then until half-time as the rain starts up once again. A loose clearance from the goalkeeper, which Beaver Jones wins with her head. I think Harrison was in an offside position there, so she doesn't challenge the header. That's a better one. Headers won. Again, a ball forward, and now Sheffield United will try and overload on the break. This is Lucy Watson, the scorer of the first goal. Gets a low cross into the box now, still not quite away. Cataldo just about enough on this phase of play. Goes back to Walton on the cross, into the arms of the grateful Fran Bentley. Have to be careful here, City. Half isn't over yet, and Sheffield United will try and get something to go into half-time with. Cataldo. Nice turn from Beaver Jones, charging infield now. Needs some help ahead of her. Goes across to Morgan. Now Johnson in a wide position. Looking for her strike partner, Harrison, who is in the box. And comes across now towards Harrison, and it's over the bar. Not a bad effort, good teamwork between those two. You can see there, her head's always up, isn't it, Melissa Johnson? She's looking for that pass.
Yeah. Initially it comes from Aggie. It's a great turn to get away from two defenders there, but Mel's done very well as well.
And now we wait to see how much added time we're going to get at the end of the first half. Beaver Jones doing more great work and stepping in field once again and past a couple of challenges.
So light on her feet, Aggie.
Morgan across to Johnson. Take two. Can we see another cross from Melissa Johnson this time? A few more in the box if she can. Instead chooses to win the corner. Excellent work that from Melissa Johnson. Not only because it takes a few more seconds off the clock, Jess.
Exactly. Take our time with this one.
Chloe Bull down there. There are 6 to aim for. And it goes towards Aspin. Goes up for the header, but not successful this time. But in it comes again. Bull linking up well with Palmer. Still the ball over in that far corner. And good game management there between those two. Palmer's got lucky with the bounce as well. Cataldo. Not many options for her. Chooses to go long. It might work out quite well for Melissa Johnson. It has. Beaver Jones is back if she needs her. It's Beaver Jones, and the shot is blocked And out for another corner.
It's a great cutback by Mel.
Bull, whose corners so far have been dangerous to say the least. They just need to find a red shirt. Plenty forward for Bristol City as they go for a third, and it comes towards that front post, headed away. Bull will keep it in and have a second go. Headed away again, doesn't beat the first player. And perhaps a chance for Sheffield United to break here. Koiken defending well. Here come those Bristol City defenders, led by Satara Murray, and it's great defending once again. Can see the commitment there. A sea of red shirts charge back to make sure they don't concede.
Yeah, no, that's great to see. I think there was about 4 of them charging back there, so it's great.
Now City just keep possession of the ball. Morgan wins a throw. We are 3 minutes into the 5 added on. Beaver Jones still charging forward. There's 3 Sheffield United players ahead of her. Goes wide to Harrison. With a little bit of help from Cataldo. Long ball forward, and there's a slip there from Sweetman Kirk. I think the ball was going at some pace anyway. She'd have struggled to get a touch on that, but Bentley won't mind that. Aspin, with the sun in her eyes, goes for a long pass forward. Beaver Jones, Koiken, great link-up play between those City attackers, and Cataldo goes down under a challenge and wins a free kick. And with a minute to go here, Jess, I think Amy Palmer will take her time over this.
Yeah, take our time with this one.
And maybe snatch a third in the dying seconds. We saw the Bristol City men yesterday do something similar in added time at the end of the first half. Can the girls follow suit and take a 3-1 lead into half-time? Go one better. Palmer and Bull stood over it. Koiken as well is there as a short option. But 3 in the box. So Palmer goes short to Koiken. Koiken towards the back post. Underneath it is Morgan. Goes up for the header, doesn't win it. It's cleared away. And that brings an end to proceedings in that first half. City leading 2-1 at half-time. And do a little bit of an assessment here, Jess. I think if you were to give a grade to that first half, what would you give that? I think Lauren Smith will be reasonably happy.
Yeah, I think it's reasonably happy, but there's things we can work on, you know, stopping the counter, like I said. But as soon as we sort that out, I think it'll be fine. Absolutely.
And I think there's definitely an advantage with this weather now. The wind is going to be in their favour. I think, you know, in the second half, will their tactics change at all? Or is it about, you know, maintaining their lead or perhaps going for a third?
I think definitely going for a third, but I don't think the tactics have changed too much. I mean, the wind's on our side, like you said, so plenty of through balls and should get on the end of one.
OK, well, we will we'll analyse all of that first half on the way very shortly after this.
We heard the UK's yoghurt-loving superfans wanted something super thick and homegrown. A yoghurt that's high in protein, low in fat and naturally low in sugar. Fit for breakfast, lunch and everything in between. But such a thing didn't exist. So we made our own. Yo Valley Super Thick, lovingly made on home soil.
Paul Archer here from the Nexus Group. Hopefully by now you recognise our logo on the back of the lads' shorts. As a City fan and a Bristol businessman, I want to help as many companies as I can with their recruitment needs, especially as we come out of this awful pandemic and lockdown. And for any customer, new or old, that puts an order in with us before now and the beginning of next season, we'll put you in a draw to win a VIP matchday experience as guests of me and the Nexus team.
Welcome back to Robins TV. Well, we're feeling pretty good after that first half here in the studio. Jess, just sum that first 45 minutes up for us. I mean, City went behind early on, but bounced back really well, didn't they?
Yeah, the first 10 minutes when we went behind, I think we could have closed up a little bit in front of goal, but we pulled it back, and I think it was a great goal from both the goal scorers.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got lots to look through, so we'll start with the first chance, which ended up being a goal for Sheffield United. Just talk us through what happened here.
Yeah, I think we got caught in a bit of two minds, and they were able to switch the ball quickly and catch us on the counter, which they're very good at.
It's an excellent finish, isn't it?
It's
I mean, we mentioned it in commentary as well. As a striker, you can't help but sort of, applaud that. It's a fantastic finish.
It's a great finish. I mean, I'd be very happy if I scored a goal like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, Sheffield United didn't let up. They then went on, same player, Lucy Watson, to hit the crossbar.
Yeah, no, this was a great effort, and especially with the win today, you may as well take your chance. But, yeah, I thought Fran got a save on it, but thankfully not.
Thankfully not. It went out for a goal kick, which is good. And then, of course, Bristol City bounced back in quick succession. They got 2 goals. Here's the first one. And great work from Aggie Beaver-Jones here, Jess.
Yeah, Aggie driving towards the box was just great. She found out Abby, who made a brilliant run in the box.
Proper striker's finish, that, isn't it?
Yeah, proper striker's finish.
Something we've become accustomed to with Abby Harrison, getting in the right places. And as a striker yourself, you'd be proud of a finish like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And then, of course, City went 2-1 ahead. And a bit more blood and thunder about this finish from Amy Palmer here.
I mean, it falls to her so nicely, and she's only got 1 foot on her head just to strike it, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, that one, I say it's blood and thunder, but you really have to be precise as well, don't you, of finding that bottom corner, and she does it so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the timings when you hit the ball as well, so she's done very well.
And 40 minutes later, we're still not sure what that celebration is all about. Here we go with another chance for Sheffield United now, and Fran Bentley does really well to save that one. I mean, those ones, they can be just as important, can't they? Because it's a really difficult shot. It's gone through a little bit of a crowd of bodies, has to get behind it, but a good save from her. Yeah,
I mean, she would have seen it late, and especially with the ball skidding on the floor, so she's done very well.
Yeah, and she did very well as well with this next save here, 1-on-1. We thought there might be an offside flag coming. It doesn't come, but an excellent save from her.
Yeah, she gets out very quick, and for the second one as well, she reacts very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just sum up that first half for us from a goalkeeping perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, Fran Bentley's done really well, hasn't she? I mean, she's had to make a couple of really good saves there, but also with her feet, she's almost playing like a sweeper out there today.
Yeah, no, her saves have been very, very good, but with her feet as well, she's like an extra player for us back there. So we're not afraid to pass the ball back to her. We know she's great with her feet. Yeah, I mean, this game has almost been like a basketball game today. There's been so many chances. Sheffield United here with another one. Thankfully, from a City perspective, this one was disallowed. Yeah, thankfully it was offside, because it's a great timed run by Sweetman Kirk, but thankfully the wing was offside. Comes across, I mean,
How dangerous have Watson and Sweetman Kirk been? It's something that City have to be careful of, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious just from watching the first half. Their link-up's great. They play so well off each other, so I think we just need to watch that in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. City's defence, though, being led superbly, once again, as always, by Satara Murray, and she does superbly here, doesn't she, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, Sats, you always want... If anyone you want in that position, it would be Sats. She does so well here. I think Sweetman Cook sees her name in lights, but Sats is there to spoil her day, yeah.
We mentioned it, didn't we? As a striker, you must be thinking this is going in the back, and there, and out of nowhere, Satara Murray's there. So it must be really disheartening from a striker's perspective to have that happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. For the next 5 minutes, you'll be fuming. But
it's all good for us, of course. And then, of course, Abby Harrison amongst the goals today, but she had another great chance here.
Yeah, no, she does so well here to take on her player. She takes on a few actually, and to get a shot off. But yeah, once Abby's in that position, she wants to shoot, but that's a great clearance.
Yeah, good effort, really good effort. And great defending as well, we should say, by Walton back there. And then just finally, the last action of that first half, Abby Harrison again, always her name seems to pop up. She had a good opportunity here, just knocking it over the crossbar.
Yeah, Mel does really well to take on her player, but Abby's just unlucky there.
Well, the combination between Johnson and Harrison is working really nicely at the moment, I think.
Yeah, they link up so well off each other. You know, Abby holds up the ball and Mel just runs off her shoulder. In training, it works all the time, so...
Yeah, really good work. So we'll do some more analysis on the way, but just before that, it's time to tell you a little bit about the Robins Lotto. Now, the Robins Lotto is the official lottery scheme of Bristol City FC and provides fans with a unique opportunity to be in with a chance of winning a share of over £45,000 and City memorabilia throughout the season, while simultaneously supporting the award-winning work of the club's official charity, the Robins Foundation, who we've come to know. If you're a fan of Robins TV and you watch us, they always do fantastic work. We try and show them off as much as we can. All proceeds from the Robins Lotto go directly to the foundation and help them continue to change lives in the local community. Those who sign up will be automatically entered into exclusive Robins Lotto events run by the foundation. Recently, it was only this week, in fact, that Nigel Pearson, the Bristol City men's manager, was here himself, of course, doing an event here, a Q&A with some of those lucky fans that are part of the Robins Lotto and won a competition. And then, of course, had a tour of the training ground by Scotty Murray himself. So to be a part of the Robins Lotto, just head over to the website now, bcfc.co.uk, where you can be a winner throughout the season, of course. Now, not only that, but there is a big game coming up in a couple of weeks' time. The next time we're here on Robins TV will be at Ashton Gate for Bristol City versus Blackburn Rovers. It's on your screen now, of course. 3 p.m. kickoff. Of course, we'll be here on Robins TV, as I say, but tickets are available. If you want to be there yourself, tickets are still available to see that game at Ashton Gate in a couple of Sundays' time. And, I mean, we'll just talk about that game very quickly, Jess. I mean, that to play at Ashton Gate again, this place is nice, but to play at Ashton Gate as well, it's a great experience, isn't it?
It's always nice to play at Ashton Gate. Obviously, like we did last year, but obviously there was no fans there, so to have the fans there this time, it will be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there'll be all of these fans, a few more as well, of course. And it's so great to have that support in a full stadium bowl, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously it's a big stadium, so if we can hear our fans singing, like chanting our names and stuff, it'll be great.
Yeah, and just very quickly, on Blackburn, they sort of feel like a similar side to Sheffield United. I mean, the half that we've had, it's been very competitive, 3 goals. If it's anything like that, I think we could get something similar against Blackburn in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, it'll be a very similar game. They play very similar football to Sheffield, so yeah, it'll be very good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I say, tickets available at bcfc.co.uk for that one. Now, back to the matter in hand today, of course. We very briefly mentioned at the end of the half what Lauren Smith will be saying. I'm sure she's having those conversations right now, in fact.
Yeah.
What sort of things will she be saying at half-time?
Obviously, the way they've got through onto goal, she'll want to stop that. So she'll try to find a way to stop that, give players information on how to stop that. But also going forward, she'll want more goals. We know we can do it, and she knows we can do it. So that's what she'll be looking for. And
there's often team within the team. We've mentioned that before. There's loads of leaders out there. Yeah. Often they don't always have to wear captain's armbands like Amy Palmer. Yeah. One of those teams, the defensive team, who've defended so well this afternoon. What will they be saying about the way that they've defended so far? It's been a little bit last ditch at times, but they've maintained, they've kept Sheffield United in it to just 1 goal.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with the way the first half went. but also as well, they've picked up on each other's mistakes very well. So I just think they just need to keep covering each other, because mistakes will happen, as you see in the first half. So especially it's very slippery as well. So they just need to be all aware of, like, people can slip.
Yeah, absolutely. They defended really well. Now, going forward, what do you want to see? Because as an attacker yourself, what do you want to see going forward? I mean, you know, City have got 2 goals. It'd be nice to get a third. How do they get that?
I think as well, from the first goal, when Abby drives at defenders, and as well, Mel's been doing it over this side. Because when we get the balls in the box, that's when Abby's obviously clinical. So I think we could just drive at players and then either shoot or to get a crossing.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the options on the bench, Simran Jamat, I think I can even see just behind me, you won't be able to see it on your camera, she's out warming up at the moment as well. That could be somebody that really can open up defences, and she's a good option to have late on. Yeah,
she's a great option to have, especially when players are starting to get tired, especially the defence. She can run off players, she can play quick 1-2s, so she'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're getting ready for the players to come back out here. I mean, the conditions are so blustery, but we'll have a quick look at the goals once again to sort of tell you the story of that first half. And this was the early goal for Sheffield United. But it's just stopping this happening again, isn't it? It's almost an element of needing to wake up early on and stopping that happening, because so far, apart from the 1 goal out of nowhere, City have defended well.
Yeah, I think that one's just unfortunate. We just didn't get round to the switch quick enough, and she was able to get her shot off before anyone was able to get near her.
And City with a couple of goals of their own. Aggie Beaver-Jones, that's somebody we'll have to speak about as well. She's come on as a sub and it's almost turned this game on its head, if you like.
She's done very well. She was in great form as well on camp over the international break, and she's brought that straight into the day.
No surprise that she's in with the England under-19s. And we'll leave you as we make our way back into the commentary position now with that goal from Amy Palmer that gives City their 2-1 lead, and we'll head back to the commentary position now to take you through the second half. Nice. So 45 minutes then from a crucial victory in the FA Women's Championship for Bristol City. Substitution at half-time. Georgia Robert has come on. We'll just try and find out who she replaced. A loose pass from Koiken, but thankfully it goes to a red shirt. Throw in deep in Sheffield United territory here, which Morgan will trot over to take. Johnson underneath the header. Won't keep in play. Both sides struggling to get a foot on the ball at the moment, early doors.
Yeah, we just need to get the ball down. Play a couple passes, it'll be fine.
Who will make the first move in this second half? Koiken and Johnson link up well, and now Morgan has a bit of time to get a cross into the box. Headed away, headed high at least, and now Johnson crosses back in. There's a chance here for Abby Harrison to shoot, and it's blocked well. Well, of all people to fall to, it's Abby Harrison, which is a good sign. Crossed in from Cataldo. Headed high from Abby Harrison, still bouncing around down there. There are players on the floor. Ball just about goes out of play. It'll be a corner to Bristol City. Well, try and dissect all of that lot.
I know.
For us, Jess. There was so much going on there. Chance for Abby Harrison. Second cross comes in, and again Abby Harrison was underneath it.
It's a bit like pinball in there.
It is. City knocking on the door, though, which is a good sign. Palmer. With the wind blowing in her face. There's about 6 players to aim for in red shirts. Can Palmer find one? And it comes now towards the back post. It's still bouncing around. It's gone all the way in!
Oh.
Amy Palmer working her magic once again with that right foot. The corner went all the way in. I think it evaded everybody. I think a couple of City players, in fact, ducked. And it finds the bottom corner. And City do get a 2-goal advantage.
Wow, she'll tell you she meant that.
Well, why not? She certainly works magic at this place. The wind in her favour. Wow, it's hard to see whether that did go straight all the way in or if it came off a Sheffield United player head.
I think it just curved all the way in.
Just curved all the way in. And Amy Palmer does it again. 2 goals for her this afternoon. And another one to add to those collections of Amy Palmer goals. Here she is again, juggling the ball well. Pull of the shirt there from Amy Palmer, but play eventually stops. Free kick to Sheffield United. Maddie Cusack underneath this one. This will be a deep free kick from Cusack. Four to aim for. And it comes now. Won't reach the box because it's cleared away. And Abby Harrison has possession for City. Sort of trapped down there in the corner. Needs some help from Cataldo. Finds her. Back to Harrison. Good work there from Abby Harrison. Long throw. Back and forth stuff at the moment. Both sides just struggling to get a foot on the ball, get some passing going. Now finally City are able to break, but broken up again by a Sheffield United defender. Ball is loose and it will go out of play for a City throw.
I think we just need to take control there. Get the ball on the floor, play a few passes.
Those City fans are certainly enjoying themselves now. City with a, so far, relatively comfortable lead. 3-1 to the good early in the second half. Cusack gets the ball out wide to Watson. Goes one way, then the other, but Johnson's back defending now. Shows how much of a threat Lucy Watson is in this game. Everybody back tackling her. Ball cleared up the field. Palmer intercepts it well, and now Aggie Beaver-Jones has another chance to run forward. She loves to do this. Pass is intercepted, but one back again. A second wave from City here. Forward towards Bull. Facing her own goal at the moment, so has to try and get a pass around the corner, and eventually it finds its way through to Cataldo. Ball still in play, and eventually it'll be a throw to the Robins. Beaver-Jones inside. 20 yards out, her cross is blocked. Watson and Palmer doing battle, those two both on the score sheet today. City 3-1 to the good, a scoreline echoed by the last time these two teams met. City went 1-0 down back in 2018 in the Cup, in the League Cup, and went on to win 3-1. It's almost a carbon copy of what we're seeing today. Lauren Dykes was on the score sheet that day, and I think you were as well, Jess, the last time City played Sheffield United.
Yeah, I remember that game very well, actually. Seems a long time ago now. I think I was like 17 then, but
yeah,
I don't think I will score a goal like that again in my life.
That must have been one of your first goals as well, I guess.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
A memorable day. It almost feels exactly the same as what we've had here now today. Ball played round the corner, and this perhaps is a chance for Sweetman Kirk, but Brooke Aspin will try and get there first. Goes sliding into the challenge. It did come off the foot of Brooke Aspin there, and her sliding challenge be a corner to Sheffield United.
It's a great challenge.
Does just about enough, I think. So Walton to take this one then for the Blades. And it comes now. It's a deep cross. Still bouncing around. It's not quite away yet. And then finally Beaver-Jones puts her foot through it on the spin. Back it comes though. Harrison down there defending. Murray holding off two challenges and winning the ball. Sliding challenge now, and City win the free kick. Referee just having a conversation there with Maddie Cusack. Final warning perhaps. Murray goes long into that swirling wind. It's headed high. Nodded on by Bull. And the referee blows her whistle here. It's a coming together between the two players. Looks like Bourne came off slightly worse there in that collision between her and Bull.
Yeah, they both just went up for the header, and I think she came off worse.
Innocuous challenge, of course. I'm sure Chloe Bull had eyes on the ball completely, but interesting to see what the referee's decision will be here now.
Yeah.
Chloe did win the header, knocked it into the keeper, rolled all the way through to the keeper. It looks like it's going to be a drop ball. Again, the wind playing its part there, just holding the ball up. Sheffield United trapped in their own half at the moment as they're able to finally clear it away. Cataldo finds Koiken, and now Cataldo going forward. City looking for a fourth goal, and they win a soft free kick. Certainly not going Sheffield United's way so far. in scoreline or in referees' decisions, I think. I think some of these have been a little bit harsh, perhaps.
Yeah, some have been very soft, haven't they? But the girls won't be complaining.
Palmer comes back to it. Now Koiken. Chipped ball looking for Harrison. Won't find her on this occasion. United trying to play the ball out from the back. Is kept in play. Now Johnson with a chance to break. Charging forward now. Can she get a cross into the box? On her right foot, it comes towards the front post. United are there to clear it away, but it's not gone out of play. And Morgan has a free chance to cross the ball into the box. And now Sheffield United get a much stronger foot behind it. Morgan goes down looking for a free kick, not given. Watson tries to turn past a couple of City players. Denied. Throw in taken, nice turn, finds Watson, the danger player. Good one, first touch passing here from Sheffield United, but Aspin reads it well. Sheffield United just starting to grow in confidence a little bit here, Jess, that phase of play.
Yeah, they're just so good at 1-2 touch passing. They can get out of really tight spaces.
In comes across towards the back post. It's denied by Cataldo, did really well. If it got past Cataldo, it looked like a surefire goal, but
She's done well there, Leah.
Leah did just about enough. City still with defending to do. We've got 30 odd minutes left of this game. 3-1 is comfortable at the moment, but Sheffield United will throw everything at Lauren Smith's side.
Yeah, we've got to be careful, don't concede another goal, because if they get a goal back in there, it's game on.
Headed high, Palmer is underneath it. Wins a fair header. Beaver Jones, who's certainly been a standout in this side this afternoon.
Keep going, Beck. Keep going. Keep going. Come on, Clark. You should be there.
Murray. Still the Sheffield United press comes and Bentley does well. Ball won't stay in play, but that's decent enough defending there from a City perspective. Ball back in play and a ball over the top which Murray has to defend now up against Sweetman Kirk. But yet again, Satara Murray uses all her strength, all her experience to see the ball out. And now here comes Cataldo, finding Aggie Beaver-Jones, and City have a chance to break here. Beaver-Jones with Harrison and Johnson ahead of her, calls them forward, tries to get a pass into the box, but Harrison had stopped her run.
Aggie does that so well. She just drives at players, makes them make a decision, then quickly releases the ball.
I think it's far too early to pick a player of the match, but so far I think Aggie really has changed the game. She came on early, of course. If you missed that, she came on early for Naomi Lazell, who we hope is okay, after she took a really hard ball to the face. But since she's come on, she's really been the life and soul of this City attack.
Yeah, she's been a bundle of energy. She always runs with the ball. She creates chances. Even off the ball, her press is brilliant. So, yeah, she's done very well.
Ball backwards with Brooke Aspin. She just has to sort of clear it away, really. Morgan does well to keep the ball in play and set up an attack here. Two heading towards the box now, if she can find them. Ball goes in towards Abby Harrison. Has it evaded everybody? It has. Really great effort this. Great attacking play from Fionn Morgan. As we've said, we've come accustomed to that from her now, and it just evades Abby Harrison.
It's a great ball.
Did take a deflection, so it will be a corner. Just have a look at that corner flag to see how strong the wind is now. Can Amy Palmer work her magic again here on this corner? She's got Koiken short if she needs it. doesn't need her. Uses the curve of the ball to get it in towards the front post, and it is in! It is a 4th goal for Bristol City. I think it was Chloe Bull down there who gets the last touch on this.
Yeah, it is.
Jumps
Chloe.
up well, heads it in. I think the goalkeeper actually palms it into the roof of her net, but it's a fantastic header from Chloe Bull, who isn't the tallest player in that box, but does fantastically well to win the header.
Well done.
And City get their 4th goal. Bristol City 4, Sheffield United 1. And Chloe Bull, this is her first game with Bull on the back of her shirt, of course, after she got married after the Reading game a couple of weeks ago. Celebrates that with a goal of her own.
She's going to be chuffed with that one.
And now City can just start to feel a little bit more comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
Set pieces have certainly been their friend in this game, and that's great work from Fionn Morgan too. They've had 3 goals from corners in this game. Koiken.
Well done.
Johnson finds space. It's a great pass around the corner from Abby Harrison. Johnson might have to do the work on her own here. She's got to try and get across into the box. There's nobody there. Unfortunate there to just find herself sort of trapped on her own a little bit there, Jess.
Yeah, no, that's a great example of how Abby and Mel work off each other. They just know where the other player is going to be, but I'd like to see Mel drive in towards goal a bit more.
Ball over the top, which Aspin has got to try and defend well. She does. Palmer loses the battle this time, and that probably will be a yellow card for Amy Palmer there. It's the second time she's pulled Sheffield United player back. This time it's Sweetman Kirk, and Amy Palmer will go into the book. I don't think there's any complaints about that one, Jess.
No, that's blatantly obvious, isn't it? She pulled her shirt, but...
A wry smile from Amy Palmer there.
She knew what she did as well.
She knew what she was doing. She knew the yellow card was coming. Taken by Rayner. Aspin there. Wins the header. United take the throw. This is Watson, who manages to find her way through a few red shirts, but the ball is out for a goal kick, I think, by the looks of things. City are the later kick-off today in the Women's Championship. There's a lot of goals going round today as well. Liverpool 2-0 victors over Lewis. Blackburn 3, Coventry United 2. Blackburn, of course, the next visitors to Bristol in a couple of weeks' time, and they won 3-2 against Coventry United today. Watford 2, Crystal Palace 2. Sunderland won away at Charlton. That was a 1-0 victory, and Durham won 1-0 at home to London City. Plenty of goals out there this weekend, Jess.
Lots of goals.
Could we see another one here from Bull, who tries a dipping half volley? Not a bad effort, that, at all. Watson tries to turn past Fionn Morgan, denied this time. Another change on the way for Sheffield United. Doherty stripped down there and ready to come on. Palmer goes long. Abby Harrison, as you heard, she spins her man, her marker there. Tara Bourne does well to see it out for a throw. At what point do you think, Jess, that Lauren Smith looks to her bench, do you think? Are there any changes that need to be made, or?
Not necessarily need to, but you know, if players got a little niggle or you want to protect a player for the next game, I'm sure like Lauren will take it into consideration, give them a break a little bit.
Great turn from Morgan, finding Koiken. Harrison in a unfamiliar wide position, but that's a deep cross that almost finds Beaver Jones at the back post. The Chelsea loanee keeps it in though. Maybe she'll get another opportunity. It's good defending. Still the ball though with Chloe Bull. Now Beaver Jones. The defence and the press comes from the Sheffield United players though. Not a lot she can do with 3 black shirts ahead of her. Watson. She'll try again to get past Theo Morgan. This time she's successful. Can she get a cross in? Checks back onto her left foot. She's got time now to get a cross in, and Aspin's underneath the header. I think the nature of this City defence is, if you could try and get past one player, you've got to get past all of them to really get a chance on goal. And here they come again, and Satara Murray this time sweeping up behind Leah Cataldo. And it's like you mentioned earlier, Jess, the defensive unit is working so well. It's really becoming a struggle for this Sheffield United attack to try and get a shot on goal.
Yeah, for sure. It's great in a game. Like, going up against it in training is very frustrating, but very happy with it in a game.
Sheffield United do have a corner, which Walton is stood over. United have committed 5 players forward, and it comes now. There is a black head underneath it, but Fran Bentley stands strong and falls on top of the ball. Good save for her.
Well done, Fran.
Good to see as well that hamstring is okay after the bit of a scare at the end of the first half.
Yeah, hopefully it was just a little bit of cramp, but she seems fine, so it's all good.
Battle going on in the middle of the park. Watson tries to bring the ball down and eventually wins possession of the ball. Turns past Morgan, and this is a chance for Sheffield United to spring an attack. But possession is lost, and a long ball forward. Harrison. Not got many options ahead of her, so she might have to go alone here. Abby Harrison. 2-on-1 on her right foot. Shoots, blocked well. Still with Harrison. Goes across to Beaver Jones. Can she get a shot on goal? She does with her right foot, and it's not too far away from that Sheffield United goal.
Abby's done well here. I think it was 1v5 at one point, so she's done well to hold up the play.
It's almost sat up so nicely. In my head, I was almost hoping that Beaver Jones just hit that first time almost on the run.
Yeah.
Opportunity was there for it.
I think she just needs to finesse it a little bit rather than go for power, but she's done well.
This looks like the end of the afternoon for, I think, Maddie Cusack, perhaps. Well, that's the player that was trotting over to come off. It's not going to be her. It's going to be Sophie Walton over the other side, who comes off for Charlie Doherty. Another academy product from Sheffield United. They've got plenty out there and coming through at the moment. Neil Redfern, Sheffield United manager, just trying to go with youth a lot more these days. Headers won. Can Abby Harrison control it? She's onside. She's about 25 yards out. Now finds Beaver Jones. Checks onto her right foot. Koiken tries to control the pass. It's unsuccessful in doing so. Not your standard pass forward that from Amy Palmer, but it's worked.
Mel.
And Mel Johnson is on the score sheet now as well.
She's done very well there.
Against her former side. It's not something you see every day, a through ball like that from Amy Palmer, but we've come to expect the unexpected from City's captain. And Melissa Johnson, against her former side, is on the score sheet as well. I don't know what these celebrations are about, Jess.
I'm not sure about these dance moves. I mean, I haven't been in training, but I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest.
Well, I think they're having fun out there now. Bristol City 5, Sheffield United 1. And now it's the time for Lauren Smith to to make a couple of changes. It's the end of Chloe Bull's afternoon. She was on the score sheet today. She was on the score sheet today. She's been replaced by Simran Jamaat. And City, Jess, are enjoying themselves out there now, I think.
They're just having fun now, aren't they?
Amy Palmer does do the unorthodox, and that ball forward for Melissa Johnson. And it's great work from Melissa Johnson too, don't get me wrong, to just go with it, take the risk, try and make a run forward. And here comes City again with Johnson.
Yeah, she still had a lot to do when the through ball came through.
She really did.
Well, yeah.
Bouncing ball, goalkeeper ahead of her, defender behind her, and she flicked it between both of them. And found City's fifth, and in they come again, looking for a six perhaps, and Johnson isn't able to get on the end of this one. With 20 minutes to go, Jess, this could be more at this rate.
It's looking like it's going to be more as well, especially with Sim on the pitch now. She'll be hungry for a goal.
City led 2-1 at half-time, and it was, we mentioned at half-time, it was going to be tight, it was going to be tense. 3 goals in half an hour has made things pretty comfortable for Lauren Smith and her team. Long ball forward. Now Sweetman Kirk has got control of possession, and that's a great sliding challenge, that, from Brooke Aspin. In these conditions, nothing better than seeing a centre-half sliding in like that.
She'll love that, Brooke. She loves it when it rains as well.
Loves defending. There's more defending to do here, but this time it's much easier for her to just see the ball out for a goal kick. They're a different breed, aren't they, to you attackers, defenders?
Completely different breed. Completely different breed.
We mentioned the rest of the championship, and this result here, if it does stay this way, of course, can't count your chickens, but if it does remain 5-1, does that just give a message to the rest of the championship that City are starting to find their feet now in this division?
For sure. I think the first few games of the season, it was a bit of a shock. You know, we're a new team. Players that were here last season haven't played in the championship before. So I think especially the Crystal Palace game, the first game, was a bit like welcome. Do you know what I mean? Welcome to the championship. But from, I think, the Charlton game as well, we started to find our feet. Obviously the result didn't go our way, but now I think teams are starting to realise, you know, we're a good side. We're starting to keep going. So I think this is really the start of our season now.
It's almost another through ball for Leah Cataldo there. Yeah, certainly, because there were so many new faces in the summer. It certainly feels like those new faces are starting to click with each other and partnerships are starting to be built.
Yeah.
We're starting to see that this afternoon because Johnson and Jamata linking up almost well there. Commentator's curse. Koikum. Long ball forward, looking for Simran Jamaat, who's got loads of running in her legs. She's only just come on, of course, and she might do well to win a corner for City here. She has. Great work from Simran. Corners have proved dangerous for Bristol City. Looking to get a 6th goal on the score sheet here. Those City players surrounding the goalkeeper. And it comes from Palmer towards the front post. This time headed away well by Sheffield United. Palmer will get another chance to get the ball into the box. She instead goes for goal, and it's a wicked shot, which Wilson had to get behind. It's Tara Murray, a little heavy-handed there in her challenge. Goes through the back of Watson, and Watson stayed down here. Apologies for any bad language you heard there coming through. But Satara Murray there, just a little bit too heavy-handed, I think, with her challenge.
Yeah, obviously she didn't intend to hurt her, but I just think her main cause was just to stop the counter-attack, so obviously that's where they threw it, so.
Just under 15 minutes to go in this one. It's Aggie Beaver-Jones down there with Lucy Watson, who's injured, of course, and we mentioned earlier that they are England teammates. England under-19 teammates, I should say.
Yeah, they would have just come off camp together, so it's nice to see Aggie helping her there.
Satara Murray coming over now as well to check on there. Great to chat with Satara earlier this week. We'll hopefully have the full interview with Satara. I sat down with her for about 10 minutes or so at least to have a chat about her journey, her footballing journey. And we hope that you'll be able to see the full interview of that on social media in the next couple of weeks. Just seeing those flags starting to billow now in the background as well. Quite a collection of flags starting to appear now. I think it started off with just with the British flag maybe, but starting to get quite a collection now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Fiona will be happy with the Welsh one.
Absolutely. Proud Welsh player.
I mean, I'm sure Lauren is as well, but...
Yeah. So we're sure how much longer Lucy Watson we are playing in this game. She was sort of helped off the field there. So free kick to Sheffield United. No, Lucy Watson will play no further part in this game. She's taken off. And Mia Enderby will be replacing her as Sheffield United go in search of goals. Enderby signed from the Leeds United Academy. Somewhere Neil Redfern knows all too well. Leeds United, of course. Jamat doing battle down there, trying to win possession. She's done well, linking up well with Abby Harrison. Still Beaver-Jones. She's done so well this afternoon. Unfortunately, Harrison just denies her possession there, but here she comes again, trying to win possession.
Well done.
Charging forward is Powell. Low cross now, blocked. Still a chance in the box perhaps. United need to clear their lines here because here comes Melissa, it's Simran Jamat I should say. Unfortunately it just skids off the turf and out for a goal kick. The intent and the want to keep going from Bristol City though, Jess, is remarkable really.
Yeah, this is great. We're not sitting off. We're not thinking, oh, we're 5-1 up. We want more.
Fantastic work. Beaver-Jones, unfortunately, loses possession because it's going to be a free kick to Sheffield United. And as we start to wind down here, just over 10 minutes left in this one. I think a few people would like to know how your recovery's going as well, Jess. So when can we expect to see you back out on the field?
Well, I'll be back in training next week.
That's good.
But I just need to build up my sprint distance really, and then hopefully in a couple of weeks' time I'll be back in the matchday squad.
Excellent. Because you were saying, we were speaking off air, your injury is not as severe as hamstring injuries sound, which is good.
No.
Just a grade 1.
Yeah, it's just the grade 1, but obviously with my history of hamstrings, it's just to take it slow, take it steady, and that should be fine.
Excellent news. Aspin. Johnson loses possession, and Here comes Sheffield United, just trying to get something going here, but Aspin has used her strength well, and there's another sliding challenge from Aspin. A player I think a lot of City fans are enjoying watching this afternoon, and will grow to enjoy watching for many more seasons to come, we hope.
Yeah, she's a great player. Still so young as well.
Powell. Ball's nodded on by a blade head. Doherty chips it forward, but out for a throw. The game really starting to wind down a little bit here, I think, Jess. Some tired bodies out there, I think.
Yeah, this is where people will start to get tired now, and you can see it in the tempo of the game as well.
There's some tired challenges as well.
Yeah.
Not least from Leah Cataldo there. City win possession back fairly this time, and Ava Koiken perhaps with a chance to break. Harrison's just ahead of her. She can find the pass. She does. Goes past a couple of United players, that pass. It was a good one. And now across into the box. Evades everybody. It won't go out though. Jamat will put the pressure on the United defence here, and she wins a throw-in.
It's great pressure by Sim.
We talked about tired bodies and tired legs, but Simran Jamat will want to be among those goal scorers today, won't she?
Yeah, for sure. And she's obviously just come on, so she'll have a bundle of energy.
Short throw, called as a foul throw. Don't see those very often. So play switches hands, the throw-in switches hands. Back to the goalkeeper, who goes long. Palmer wins the header. Koiken turns really well. It's a nice build-up play this from City. Harrison, Koiken, and a back heel looking for the return pass. Two Sheffield United players against the City defenders here, but perhaps a chance for them to get the ball into the box. Murray fighting for it. Doesn't win the battle this time. Johnson skips past one challenge. Jamat with a through ball over the top, nearly finds its intended target. And that's going to be offside. Ball forward finds Powell, who brings it down well with the chest. Might have won a throw-in. Hard to say who that came off last. Came off a Blackfoot, throw-in for Bristol City. And Neil Redfern down there, which you might be able to hear, not especially happy with some of the refereeing decisions today. Having said that, I think 5-1 is harsh to blame on a referee, Jess.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the decisions haven't really gone their way, but it's not all about that. I think we've just played them out of the park today.
Yeah, City have certainly dominated on the ball this afternoon. 5 minutes to go of normal time. Don't go anywhere when the final whistle finishes. We're going to hear from the gaffer, Lauren Smith, after this, what we hope will be a great victory. And also, the player on your screen there, Amy Palmer. We're going to hear from her as well, after 2 goals and 2 assists from her today. We'll hear what she says after the game too. Ball is won inside City's half here, and perhaps Sheffield United have a glimmer of a chance here. It's a long effort. Not going to challenge Fran Bentley. I think Sheffield United sort of reduced to pot shots here, Jess.
I just think they just want to hit it and see what happens, but I think Fran will take our time with this one.
Now this is good to see. Gwen Davies coming on for Bristol City here. I think, Jess, I might be wrong, this is one of her first appearances, I think, for Bristol City.
Yeah.
Not been here for very long.
No, another one who has had a bit of trouble with injury in pre-season, but she's done so well to get back. She's done very well in training as well.
Good opportunity for Gwen here to show these City fans what she's all about. She comes on for Melissa Johnson, who's got a goal against her former club. And those are always sweet. Powell looking to get Gwen Davies into action early. There's Gwen's first touch with her thigh. Ball's lost though, and Sheffield United can break. One in the box to aim for, if she can get past Leah Cataldo, that is. Not on this occasion. Great defending from this City side. Nowhere for Cataldo to go though, but she's won the free kick.
Well done, yeah.
And that pretty much sums up the performance today, doesn't it? Very calm at the back, very cultured defending.
Yeah, we've done so well, especially at the back.
It's given City attackers the platform to go and get those 5 goals. Jamat. Harrison orchestrating play, calling for play to switch. This is Powell, now Gwen Davies, who's made her way into the box. Can she get a cross in? Does find its way towards Harrison. Pulls it back for Jamat, who passes it, but cleared away. More precision than power there from Jamat. But here comes Cataldo on the second wave of attacking football from City here, and Murray now getting involved too. Still Satara Murray skips past one challenger, gets clattered into. Straight back on her feet, but she's won City a free kick in a dangerous position.
I mean, it's great to see in the 88th minute we're still looking to score a goal, so.
Palmer over this one. Now, for those of you that watched Robin's TV a couple of weeks ago, you'll know that Palmer ended up scoring from a position like this. She's got 2 goals to her name already. There's a few red shirts in the box. Clock ticking down towards 90 minutes. Palmer goes for a driven cross, and it's found Abby Harrison on the volley. And that wasn't a bad effort at all. Have a look at this again. Palmer just puts her foot through it. And Abby Harrison, well, that was close.
Very close.
So hard to do that, to open up your body, Jess, and just sort of try and pass it into the bottom corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great skill.
Jamat putting pressure on those Sheffield United defenders. Davies just gets enough on the ball there. 4 minutes added on. 4 minutes for City to try and find a 6th if they can. And that would be something. Long ball over the top though. There's defending to do for City to do first. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk has it on the byline, pulls it back, and it's a chance for United, but Murray gets there first, blocks it away. United want a handball. Not going to be given. And yet again, just when United think that they're close enough to get a shot on goal, Satara Murray comes across and stops any attacking intent from United again. Abby Harrison looks like she's offside there. She'll leave the ball. Still, we play on. Harrison, who has it now. Aggie Beaver-Jones crossing, but evading Gwen Davies. Koiken, evading a couple of challenges, does really well. Just maintain possession for City. Flicked on for Davies, now a chance for her to run. Crosses in early, first time. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. I thought, for a moment there, I thought she'd put it in her own net there, the Bradley Auckland, but goalkeeper clings on. Long ball over the top. Powell gives it all the way back to Bentley. Murray. Room to run. Beaver-Jones skips past the challenge. She's done that so often this afternoon. Unlucky not to find a through ball to find Abby Harrison. Beaver-Jones again. Cataldo's out wide if she needs her. Instead tries to go inside and wins a free kick.
She does that so well, Aggie. Just moves the ball so quickly, defenders can't keep up.
Got about a minute to go of this game here. Jess, if you can, pick a player that you think has stood out today, a player of the match.
I think there's loads of us that have stood out today, but just because Palmer's assisted 2, scored 2, it just has to be her.
It has to be Amy Palmer, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
She is the centre spoke of the wheel, this Bristol City midfield. She's found another through ball, a delightful one as well from the free kick to find Cataldo. It doesn't find another City shirt in the end on the cross, but she's been absolutely everywhere this afternoon. As I've mentioned, don't go anywhere because we're going to speak to her at the end of the game as well and get her thoughts on this game. Flicks round the corner. Well, time is up on the board, but still perhaps one more opportunity for Sheffield United to come away with something. Cataldo clears it away, and that will be the end of the match. It's been hell-raising stuff from Bristol City on Halloween. They come away 5-1 victors, and Jess, what an afternoon of football that was for Lauren Smith's side.
Wow. I mean, we all knew we were capable of doing it, but actually doing it, especially in front of our home fans, would be great.
And we've mentioned it before, but a 5-1 victory, as it is now, just makes the rest of the championship aware that Bristol City have truly kick-started their season with this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially them looking at this game, they can see our threats and especially our defence, like there's no getting past.
Excellent stuff. Well, Jess, we're going to make our way back to the studio now. We'll have a look at all of the goals from this afternoon. Plus, we're going to hear from the gaffer, Lauren Smith, and what we think man of the match, player of the match, Amy Palmer, on the way after this.
We heard the UK's yoghurt-loving superfans wanted something super thick and homegrown. A yoghurt that's high in protein, low in fat, and naturally low in sugar. Fit for breakfast, lunch, and everything in between. But such a thing didn't exist. So we made our own. Yo Valley Super Thick, lovingly made on home soil.
Paul Archer here from the Nexus Group. Hopefully by now you recognise our logo on the back of the lads' shorts. As a City fan and a Bristol businessman, I want to help as many companies as I can with their recruitment needs, especially as we come out of this awful pandemic and lockdown. And for any customer, new or old, that puts an order in with us before now and the beginning of next season, we'll put you in a draw to win a VIP matchday experience as guests of me and the Nexus team.
Well, welcome back to Robins TV. We are back in the studio, and much like at half-time, we're more happy now, aren't we, after that crushing 5-1 win for Bristol City. What a performance that was.
I mean, that second half was great, wasn't it? It was full of loads of goals, but the girls are buzzing. You can see it from out there, and I'm so happy.
I know. I bet you wish you were out there, right?
Oh, no, I can't wait to get out there.
We'll wrap it up very shortly. We're going to hear from Lauren Smith very shortly, the gaffer, and also Amy Palmer as well. But we're going to have a look at the goals first and foremost. Now, it didn't start brilliantly for Bristol City. They went 1-0 behind, and I think when looking back at this, they'd like it to be 5-0 rather than 5-1, right?
Yeah, for sure. This is something we can stop, but looking back on this now, we'll be happy with we've scored 5.
Okay, well, that was how City went 1-0 behind. Before we have a look at City's goals this afternoon, I'm pleased to say that the gaffer, Lauren Smith, has joined me now for a little chat after the game as well. Now, Lauren, what an afternoon that was for your team.
Wow, we like to keep it interesting, don't we, in the first half? I think the girls were superb today to turn that round. Obviously, in the first half, we've gone a goal down and changed that within 10 minutes afterwards, and that's what we're about a little bit, isn't it? But then to put the performance of that second half, I'm very, very proud of them, and they've done really well.
Yeah, I mean, also defensively today, how pleased were you to see, that partnership again, Brooke Aspin and Satara Murray working so well at the back? That formed a bit of a basis, didn't it, really, for your side to go on and score so many goals? Yeah,
look, they've done really well, especially after Nye taking that hit early on and having to come off. And then holding that line between them, they are excellent, and they step onto things, and they work together really well. So pleased for both the front line and the back line today and what they've done.
Now, going forward, how impressed were you with your side today? It seemed like every time they were going forward, they were a threat.
Yeah, we've talked about consistency and particularly here at home, and making sure that we make it hard for teams to come and get points here, which today showed that we can. And when we do settle on the ball and start popping it round, it looks like that, and it's excellent.
A word on Amy Palmer. We're going to chat to her very shortly. I can see her out the corner of my eye. 2 goals and 2 assists for her today. She was superb, right?
She was, yeah. She takes the chances and she puts them in. What a captain, eh? She's leading everyone every week, and she does it in her own way, and I'm so proud of her. So well done, Palms.
Yeah, and just finally, me and Jess talked on commentary about winning 5-1 here today. Does that send a message to the rest of the Championship that Bristol City are just starting to click into gear?
Yeah, and it was always going to take a bit of time, and we've talked about that with the new squad, and we see it week in, week out in training. It's taken this time to get it on the pitch, but I think we always look a threat, and that's now we've put it into goals, which makes a difference. So we're already looking forward to the next few games now.
And just finally from me, one more question is that in a couple of weeks' time you play Blackburn at home at Ashton Gate. Are you hoping to see a similar performance like that from your team in a couple of weeks' time at home, and also next week, of course, when you play away as well?
Definitely, and hopefully the fans will be there, and we'll get a huge crowd at Ashton Gate. And now that the men have won there, we're next.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Lauren. We'll let you go now, and I'm pleased to say that joining us as well is the captain, a limping Amy Palmer. Amy, you put it all out there today, and what a performance that was.
Thank you. Yeah, I think after the Reading game, we wanted to come out and put a message out like that isn't just a one-off. Like that's how we want to play as a team, and I think we really showed that today.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a word on that attacking intent. We mentioned it earlier with Lauren as well. I mean, you must be so pleased with how your team just seemed to go wave after wave after wave of attacking intent.
Yeah, definitely. I think in the first half we were under the cosh a bit actually, so I think it shows that even when we're not performing at our best, we're still making chances. It's something that we've been missing in a few other games, so I think it's clear that we've been working on that on the training ground, and yeah, it's good to finally be getting some goals.
Now, of course, you're involved in defending, attacking. How impressed were you with those girls behind you, Satara Murray, Brooke Aspin, the whole defence, in fact, really did sort of set your stall out early that, it's going to be a tough afternoon for Sheffield United to get past you guys?
Yeah, I think you can see from the first minute, gets knocked out or gets concussed, whatever, in the first minute blocking probably what would have been a goal. So I think that shows the intent of our centre halves. Our defenders are unbelievable. I always feel so safe and secure behind me when they're playing. So they're unbelievable. And Brooke's still so young, and obviously Sats comes with the experience. We wouldn't be half the team we are without them. So yeah, they're unbelievable players.
Talk us through the scenes out on the pitch and out in the dressing room now. I'm sure you guys must be so full of excitement now about what's the games that are still left to come.
Yeah, definitely. We've set targets up until Christmas of what we want, and we know that the next few fixtures are ones that we want to win and ones that we think we can win, comfortably. So yeah, I think it's just showing today what it means as well. You could tell from every celebration it means the world, because we've not had the start we've wanted, so hopefully this is our time to now kick on and get as high up that table as possible.
Palmer and Harrison, those names seem to come up a lot at the moment on the score sheet for Bristol City. It's quite a partnership you two have at the moment.
Yeah, I think we work on it in training. Obviously we've been at the club together for a few years, so I think it's definitely something that you can sorry, Jess, it's dark in the background. Definitely something that you can see, and like I say, it's nice to see what we're working on the training pitch coming out into play.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you go and celebrate in the change room. Well done today.
Thank you very much.
Amy Palmer there chatting to me after a brilliant 5-1 performance from Bristol City, a 5-1 victory for them today. Jess, were you making faces behind me while I was chatting there?
Sorry.
Unbelievable. Professionalism. Unbelievable. Right, let's have a look now at those goals that Bristol City scored this afternoon, if we can. So they went 1-0 behind, but it didn't take long, did it, Jess, for them to go right back up there and equalise?
No, this goal was in the first 10 minutes. But Aggie's done really well here to drive at players, like I said, and just to find the cross, and Abby's made a great run.
Excellent work from her, getting on the score sheet once again, as I've mentioned before, Abby Harrison. And it didn't take long. They went 1-0 down, 1-1, and then again from the corner, 2-1 up.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is great intent as well to Palmer to get on the second phase, but she's seen the ball in front of her and she only had one thing in her mind.
Excellent work. So 2-1 up. At half-time, we said it was going to be tough, it was going to be tense, but in actual fact, in the second half, it was a pretty dominant display from that City team, and this is Amy Palmer just knocking one in straight from a corner.
Yeah, no, this is great from Palmer. I think intentionally it was meant to go back post, but, no one's complaining about it going straight in the back of the net.
No, and then another corner makes it 4-1. I think this one finds Chloe Bull.
Yeah, no, I think this is our day for set pieces, and Chloe will be buzzing with that one.
And then finally, a bit unorthodox from Amy Palmer, but it does eventually find Melissa Johnson. And that makes it 5-1.
Yeah, no, that's a great finish.
Excellent work. And going forward, City have just been so clinical today, haven't they?
Yeah, for sure. And it just shows what we can do. We show it every day in training, but today we've finally shown it in the match. Excellent.
Well, Jess, thank you so much for being on Robins TV today. You've done very well.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you again soon. Well, hopefully we see you out there on the pitch very soon. Okay, well, that just about wraps it up for us here on Robins TV. The next time you see us, of course, will be on Tuesday for Bristol City men taking on Birmingham away from home. For the City women, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time when we're at Ashton Gate for Bristol City versus Blackburn Rovers. Of course, tickets are still available if you want to be there at bcfc.co.uk on November 14th. But for now, we'll see you soon and have a happy Halloween.